Yesterday at the DNC conference, Nancy Pelosi said something rather bizarre, rather strange. But for those that know that this is nothing surprising. Nancy Pelosi said this.
We're different from the president. We're very discreet, reptilian, cold-blooded. These are the races we have to win. Others are winning the whole country. 10. We're different from the president. We're very discreet, reptilian.
So then, what is this? Is this the slip of a slithery tongue? Does she go online and she reads memes about herself being a reptilian? Now, I highly doubt Nancy Pelosi goes online to read memes. Who knows, maybe. Is this a distraction? Now, this is not the first time that Nancy Pelosi has referred to herself as a reptilian. She's also said it once before, or a couple times, but the most recent time she has said it on camera was a year ago, talking to Anderson Cooper.
Of course she's going to say that, but...
Poor baby.
Yeah, she's really, really committed to that. It's really sad.
No, I'm not a poor baby. I'm more reptilian, cold-blooded, and go in to win the election.
We're going to take a short break. I want to talk to you more about President Biden and some other things.
Thank you.
Now, going all the way back to 2017, Nancy Pelosi talking about Steve Israel, New York's 2nd District Representative who chairs the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, she says, he's driven by policy, which makes him very firm in politics. I said to him, understand, when you take this job, this is for the cold-blooded. But Steve has sufficient reptilian tendencies to do the job. She meant that as a compliment. There are indeed other instances where she refers to herself or someone else as a reptilian, or she says that they're not reptilian enough, but again, they'll do the job. So she has used the word reptilian more than I have, and I can be considered a conspiracy theory channel. Even though I do not dismiss any theory outright, because I do believe anything and everything can happen in this very crazy world, there's really no way I can prove that any of these people are reptilians. Like I said in my video I made a couple months ago about how the Royal Palace sent out an article on their own website how the Queen of England, was caught shapeshifting into a reptilian in front of people, and they had to explain it. And like I said, what was rather odd and interesting is that this is coming directly from the Royal Palace's own website. The Royal Palace never gave an official explanation why that article went up. They just quickly took the article down. And like I said in that video, how are we going to prove that the Queen of England was a reptilian shapeshifter? Were we supposed to go up to her and say, take those clothes off right now and let me see if you have any scales on you? So again, even though I do not outright dismiss the reptilian theory, it's just something I do not like talking about. But I do find the word or their usage of the word reptilian rather interesting, because I guarantee you right now, YouTube has given me a blue bar, a fact-checking blue bar on the word reptilian. It is a well-known conspiracy theory that people do believe that people in power and people in certain places are shape-shifting reptilians. Many people do believe this. These politicians and so forth, they send out their fact-checkers to make sure that these people who are labeled conspiracy theorists are not spreading these conspiracy theories. They pay people, they pay fact-checkers to go on different forms of media to push back these narratives, to create articles to push back these narratives. So why is Nancy Pelosi and people like Nancy Pelosi using these trigger words like reptilian and cold-blooded to describe themselves to rile up theorists? Nancy Pelosi had to have known, or someone in her camp had to have known, that people who do believe in these type of things would latch onto this, and they would take it rather seriously. Even if she's being very sarcastic, this is her way of saying that she and those around her will do anything to get the job done. She still should have known, like I said, people would latch onto this and dissect it. They were pushing back the reptilian shapeshifter theory so hard that they even labeled it as very dangerous, because they tied this belief to a Anthony Quinn Werner, who made statements about a conspiracy of lizard people taking over the planet before the explosion that damaged 41 buildings and injured 3 people in Nashville, Tennessee on Christmas Day. When they start doing that, when they start tying certain theories to dangerous activities or somebody doing something extreme, they definitely do not want us talking about that specific theory. Remember the whole gated pizza in certain emails and how we're all talking about this, and certain politicians it was linked to, and then suspiciously somebody comes along and fires on that exact pizza place. And now we're no longer to talk about it because talking about that theory is linked to somebody doing something violent. So I find it rather interesting once again that Nancy Pelosi is using the word reptilian, a trigger word to them, where they have to release the fact checkers, to describe herself and other people in power. So once again, why is she goading people? Is she giving us the truth in plain sight? Now, is she also just trying to distract us to get us focused on this and not something else that may have happened that night? Once again, you never really know when it comes to these entities. Then back in July, we had Harvard goading us, where they conducted a study where they found that it's possible that aliens may be walking among us and they might not be from outer space, but they could be a evolved form of a dinosaur, reptilians, taking the form of humans. Yes, these are indeed real articles, and this was a real study conducted by Harvard where they are proving that reptilians are real. Yet, this has always been labeled a crazy and kooky conspiracy theory. When I think of reptilians and people in power, I always think of 2 videos. The first video of General Petraeus having a supposed medical condition where they said he fainted. Multiple people surround him so we couldn't see on camera what he was going through, but you can see John McCain become terrified. Some people said that you can see his hand at one point shapeshifting into a claw. You can see him pointing to his mouth. It's very bizarre.
At an arbitrary timeline, and the best way to oh my God. Oh. Yeah. We're going to recess now for a few moments.
Okay.
We'll recess till a call of the chair.
Yeah. Oh, still coming down. There you go. There it is.
They said what happened was that he fainted, but that's a rather bizarre way to faint. The other video being of Obama's security guard who looked like he was shapeshifting, which people said this was indeed proof of reptilian shapeshifters. But once again, the fact checkers came out and they pushed back against it. What I also find rather interesting, before I seen this video of Nancy Pelosi making this reptilian comment, somebody on Reddit made this post where if you fold the dollar bill, the $1 bill in a certain way, and place it next to another $1 bill folded in a certain way, then you will get the image of a reptilian face. And right under that reptilian face, you will see what looks like a demon. Now, I had tried this myself with 2 $1 bills, And this is indeed legit. You will get something that does look like a reptilian with sharp teeth. This also does eerily remind me of King Charles' portrait. That strange portrait where he's covered in red. Well, people found out if you place that portrait right next to the same portrait, you will get what looks like the face of a demon. I just wonder how much of this reptilian imagery is blatantly shown in our faces and we do not realize it. Even the Pope's audience hall looks like a giant snake's head. So again, I do think there might be something to Nancy Pelosi's comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow. Once again, thank you so much for your support.